Welcome, everyone. My name is Alex, and I'm very excited to be here today. The last time I was on the very same stage here in Brussels, I was presenting on behalf of Protocol Labs. This time, I'm super stoked to be talking about Storacha, a world premiere for the hottest storage network in the decentralized world and how it fires up the AI space. I wanted to highlight our logo, which we're very proud of, and welcome our new mascot, Storacha, the little file chicken that you can see up there, to this world. I'm looking forward to all Racha memes that will be popping up in the future. So what is Storacha? We have already established Storacha is not a hot, spicy sauce. Even though Google will make you believe it is actually a hot sauce every time you search for Storacha network, and it autocorrects you, trust me, it's not a hot sauce. So it's in fact a decentralized hot object storage on top of Filecoin, and it is production ready at scale. The team behind Storacha has previously built Web3 storage, which serves over 200,000 Web3 users, and Saturn, which offered the largest decentralized CDN capacity worldwide with 5,000 large-scale nodes. So we're not quite new to the game, as the name might suggest. So what type of AI use cases does it support, and how is Storacha useful for AI? So whether you're an individual data scientist or a large GPU network, like the guys that we've seen actually before, you will need fast object storage, which is specifically performant for unstructured, but also structured data. And ideally, you don't want to worry about scaling at all. You certainly will consider verifiability and provenance if you run your training on a decentralized GPU network. Was the training executed as expected? Were the checkpoints done? So I don't lose valuable compute time if the training is interrupted and I have to restart. And lastly, how do I ensure that I truly own the results of my training, my modules? How can I share access with other people to the hyperparameters and weights so that they can build on top of what I have already built? Can I actually bring my own storage to a training job? Yes, you can, with Storacha. So how does Storacha enable this? First of all, Storacha is working with content-addressed immutable data under the hood as Filecoin and IPFS does. Secondly, it introduces decentralized authentication and authorization through a concept called UCANs, user-controlled authorization networks. Users have a public-private key pair for their own space and only delegate revocable rights to Storacha to store and write on their behalf. And they also can delegate, for example, to a GPU network to store snapshots or models on behalf of that data scientist. So the user and the data scientist truly owns that data, which they bring with them to a AI training network, for example. So and you can achieve all of that without having to sign every transaction on the blockchain. So UCAN receipts and invocations are cryptographically signed, and you have a chain of command of what happens to your data. Especially training data comes in large. So Storacha is able to shard large files and can easily handle large data sets, while also ensuring fast retrievals at CDN level speed. And lastly, all data is stored durably on hot storage nodes, but also on Filecoin itself, redundantly with cryptographic proofs, so your data is safe. Let's look at an example how to use it. So this is a Python example. It is conceptual in nature, so don't go out and copy it. But if you want to build that Python module, you're more than welcome to collaborate with us. But it expresses very well how you could use Storacha today. We've got the corresponding JS libraries for it, the Go libraries, etc. So assuming you have set up your authentication already, we first initialize the client, and in the second step, we create a space. So we get a space DID back, that's your identifier for that space. And from here on, it's very simple. So in step 3, you can upload, for example, your training data, as you can see, and load them into your NumPy array, for example, or whatever tools you're using in your AI toolbox. And we continue from here. In step 4, you can load that training data back into your program and run the training on. And in step 5, we're simulating in this example a training of a TensorFlow model, which is just the print here. But you can see then in the next 3 steps how you could easily checkpoint and upload, for example, models and inferences to Storacha. So it's just a couple of lines of code here. So what's next on the roadmap? Storacha is in the process of creating a federated storage network that is run on multiple trusted actors in the first step. So that's what we're currently working on, and it's soon to be completed. In the second step, it will open up the network for anyone to participate in a permissionless way. In the third step, it will start decentralizing its retrieval network and build on top of the experience that we have made already with Saturn by building the largest decentralized CDN in the world. And lastly, it will open that retrieval network to public participation. Thank you very much for listening to my lightning talk today. So if you think this session was useful to you or you have more questions, please get in touch with us on Discord, follow our updates on X or Farcaster, and start building with us on GitHub. And also feel free to come and talk to me after this event if you want to build on top of Storacha. Looking forward to all the Storacha memes, and thank you, everyone.